Hello everyone, my name is Tim. If you haven't watched any of my YouTube videos and you didn't call my name, my powerlifting YouTube videos, I'm trying to do today a podcast type like video. Maybe it's not a podcast, I don't know, I've never done this before, so I'm not exactly sure if this is, I know what a podcast is. But those usually tend to be videos and usually tend to be between two people, I guess. This is just me talking and mostly giving my thoughts about training, about, I guess, depression in training, sort of. If not depression, I guess it's depression. Everything that I'm thinking of leads me to thinking that I'm depressed. I think I should give a bit more, I think I should explain a bit more, so put it into context so you can understand better. And the reason I'm doing this also is because I think that there might be more people like me over there, going through the same thing that I go. And I guess, I don't know, I feel like by putting it out there, I can connect with more people and maybe, I guess, we help each other, comments and all that stuff. This is recorded and posted on YouTube after, and I guess that's why it's not making this a real podcast. I don't know. Anyways, let me make a start. I do have the tendency of steering away from the main subject of the thing. So I guess if I'm going to keep on doing this stuff, and if you do enjoy listening to me talking, you're gonna get used to this. Yeah. Anyway, so as I said, to put it all in context, I think I started lifting seriously about 3 years ago, I guess, going on to 4. At first, for a year and something, it was just mostly bro bodybuilding stuff. I didn't know much about anything. So I was just lifting, not properly warming up, not thinking about injuries. I nearly get I got a muscle tear, but I nearly tore my, tendon or my pec tendon, the one that goes into here, into your, biceps and shoulder and all that stuff. So yeah, that happened. But I don't know, I started to get an interest into power lifting. I think I'd say more power building than powerlifting, but I didn't know at that time what power building was. I only knew about powerlifting, but I knew that I didn't want to be the stereotype of the people that get fat and strong. I just wanted to be a bit leaner, look a bit more muscly and get strong at the same time. So hence power building. So I started that, I guess, if we say about 2 years, 2.5, going on to 2.5, something like that. I think I made good gains throughout. I hit a few plateaus and I did feel like shit a couple of times. But I guess, sometimes you just say, fuck it. I think, to be honest, mentally, I do think I'm a strongish person. Although I don't think I am, but I do feel, or I do push myself to be. And maybe this is what's making me fail. I don't know, almost sometimes, pretty much all the time I set myself too high of standards. And if I can't get that, then I feel really down. Or sometimes I don't even try because if it's not perfect, I'm not going to try because people's going to laugh. I don't even know what I care about what people say, but I do. And I think there's a lot of people out there that do as well as me, as in care about what other people think about themselves. Steering away from the main subject of them. Let's call it podcast, because I don't know what else to call it. Yeah. So, lifting for that much, and I hit a few plateaus. I guess everybody do hits that, one, throughout their career, let's just call it career, or lifting gears. But this time, I don't know. Am I making it sound worse than other times? I don't know, because I've never hit this, but this time round, it's been 6, 8 weeks, if not going into 10 weeks, where I kept on not just plateauing. I shouldn't even call it a plateau. I've been literally going backwards instead of going forwards. And what I mean by that, instead of at least gaining muscle or plateauing, I'm just losing strength and I feel like shit, and I feel like I just want to say fuck it all and move on. So it all started, I guess, with, again, me setting high standard or high expectations. Yes, me setting myself high expectations. So I did 2 sets of JZHL. Let me just double check if that JZHL, JZCL, right? So I did 2 cycles of that. That's 13-week cycle, and it's gone pretty good. The first one wasn't as good as the second one, but the second one was so good in terms of squats and bench. Deadlifts weren't that good, but I was like, hey, I can live with this. But squats and bench went pretty well, and what I mean by pretty well is, in these 2 cycles, I managed to get to add on my total for squat from 172.5 kgs. To 200 kgs, and bear in mind that I literally hit a plateau of a year trying to get from 170 to 180 kgs. I tried so many times. I even have a YouTube video on my first reps of 180. I guess you can find the link below. I might link it to the left or right. If you're watching this on YouTube, if I'm uploading the audio on iTunes podcast or something, obviously you can't, so you'll have to go to my YouTube page, which is Timish Powerlifting. But yeah, so when I managed to go over that, I was like, oh my god, I was so happy. So you start with that, and then on this second cycle, it went even better. It's like I've added more, because obviously I said I put from 172.5 to 200 kgs. That was from 2 cycles, but the second cycle was so well. For example, on week 2, I think it was, I had to do 160 for a rep out after my main, so I had 3 sets of 4, I think, with a rep out on the first set, and I hit 10 reps, and then on the second week, on the third week, so the week after that, I had to do 4 sets of 3 with a rep out at the end of 170, and I managed to do 13, and I didn't know how. And then on the week after, I think the weight went down, so I lost a bit of strength, so I guess I peaked on that one. But overall, the cycle went really good, so I would recommend it to anyone who wants to do it. Bench on these 2 cycles, I got from 142 to 152, so I've had on 10 kgs on 2 13-week cycles, so that's great. But the thing with this though is when after each day on the main sets, I'll take my phone and I'll write down the numbers. I was like, okay, so on this set, on the rep out, I got this many reps, which is good because I can keep a track of what I'm doing and how I'm progressing, and I guess a lot of people do that. But when I went into trying on the third cycle and I started hitting these weeks where these days, not weeks, as it was obviously weeks, but it was every day. It's like day 1, it's too hard. I can't do it. So instead of I didn't even I had to do 160 or something like that. And I didn't even hit 5 reps. I struggled on the 4th rep, nearly failed the 5th rep. And all week went the same. It's like I struggled with that. Bench, I was failing reps. Then deadlifts the same. Then I went on week 2 and I was like, okay, this week should be better. And it started off the same. I barely managed 5 on 170. And bear in mind, on the previous cycle, I did 13 reps of 170. So I was like, what's going on? This is impossible. So this is it was having so much of a negative effect on me mentally, that it was putting me down with every rep, with every set. And I'm not sure how other people think. And this is why I'm doing the vlog as well. It's it was putting me down not the vlog, the podcast or whatever, the video thing. It was putting me down so much that I kept on thinking about it. I tried listening to music that's gonna I don't know, some hip hop, some rap or whatever, music then that will help me push through. Obviously people listen to music, and it kind of worked, but it didn't work. It was just momentarily, and as soon as I was with the bar loaded and on my back, and all I could think of is oh shit, but I've already fell a few reps, or I already struggled to do it, what's going to happen now? And I could not take my mind off that. So then it's like failing all day, then walking home and trying like to pep talk myself and all like, okay, yeah, this happens, I'll do it again, whatever, I'll get over this, I'll get stronger. It's just so you say that to yourself, and then the next day you're the same, the next day you're the same. So 1 week goes and you're trusting the next week is going to be better, and then next week when you do week 2, you start day 1 is like, okay, I'm good, I'm gonna like be really strong now, I'm gonna do it. And then you find out that you're exactly the same as last week. And then you do day 2, and I remember on this third cycle attempt on day 2, I had bench, and I did my warm-up sets, which were really, really heavy. And then I went on to do my first rep of the first set, of the main sets after the warm-ups. And I nearly failed it and I had to stop. And as soon as I stood up, this was bench. And as soon as I stood up, I was feeling so tired. It's like, literally, I was like, that's it, a button and I'll go to sleep. I was like, what's going on? So I had to go home. I could not continue my workout. So that put me down a lot. And then I realized, actually I'm feeling bad. It's like, I don't have fever, but I do have like sort of a cold symptom. So I said, I'm going to take 2 days. I'm going to skip on Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to come on Friday, just to do a light and then restart the week. But then on Friday, I was feeling worse than I felt on Tuesday. And I said, okay, I'm going to take the rest of the week off. Then came in back on Monday, but realized I can't do anything. I'm still tired. I still don't feel good. So I took an extra week. And that made it over like already 3 weeks or a week and a half of break. So that passed and I was like, okay, now I'm ready. So I came back 4 weeks later after I started the first day of the first cycle. And it was really, really heavy. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it this time. It's like, obviously the first week is going to be hard, but I'm going to continue and do it and hopefully push through it because I can. I was, again, pep talking myself. I was like, I'm not letting go. I'm not giving up. But then that week passed, and then a couple of days later, I can't remember exactly what happened. But again, I felt really, really, really shit and I had to stop. And this was the second attempt to start a cycle. So this is like depression, is like every thought. It was like, why am I doing this? And even when I'm at home, because I'm not training, I keep on thinking, it's like, why am I doing this? It's like, what's the point? I'm only doing this as a hobby and after work, after like when I'm tired and stuff like that. And I'm coming over here at the gym, spending 2-3 hours. What for? Am I doing anything professional? I've got no idea. Will anyone care? Why am I doing? So all these thoughts were coming in my head, and it's like I would ignore everything good about training, and I'll focus only on negative things, and I still am. So this is what I want to get to. So I was doing that, and then went on to take another break because I wasn't feeling good again. And this time is because those 2 weeks passed. Yeah, I'm just trying to put everything in my head and remember correctly. And then I decided to do a YouTube video, right? This like days last Sunday, and I went for a jog for the YouTube video that I did. And it was about the Apple Watch review, something. You can check it out on my different channel. I guess I'll put a link somewhere. I'm not sure if I should do that. As in, recommend my videos in my podcast. Anyways, let's carry on. So I did that. I jogged, and then everything was fine, no problems. And then come Monday, I walked to work because I try to walk and take a bus and just incorporate a bit of walking in my daily routine. And then I get to work, and then I've got pain in my foot, and it's like, what is going on? Why do I have pain in my foot? And this was after I walked to bus, after I took the bus, went to work, sat down, and in a couple of minutes. And this was last Monday, so it's Thursday today, and tried to go to the gym, even though it was really painful to walk. I just pushed myself. I was like, I'm not giving up again. This is like week 6, 7 or whatever, 8. I don't even know. I think this is week 8. And I'm not giving up this time. I'm tired, and go to the gym later that day. I was all ready, woke up, tried to do squats. I think I had 180 to do or something like that. Yeah, 180. I barely managed to do like my set. No, I didn't manage to do my sets. I failed every rep. I did I did 1 rep of 2 sets, no, 1 rep of a set of 2. Then I think I did 2 reps, I had 5 sets. The 4 sets I failed, the 5th set I failed. And by that time I was, it's like, even between the sets, like the first time I failed 1 rep, that was it. It's like everything just fell, everything just got like, my whole world was like, boom, that's it. And it put me down a lot. I was trying like to chat to my mates just to get myself back to just like pep talk myself, to get a bit like, yeah, come on. It didn't work. I went on to do the bench. The rest of the workout went fine because I was like, I'm not going home without finishing my workout. The rest of the workout felt fine, but that was because it wasn't anything hard. It was just like up to like the second tier was, I don't know, 70%, and then the rest one was the accessories were like 50-60%. So that's light. I guess this is different when you talk about powerlifting and sports that you have to give everything and it's hard compared to bodybuilding, I'd say. Because on bodybuilding is like, you probably could get another rep because you could just push yourself and you put the weight down and you pick it back up and you push yourself and you do another rep. But when you do powerlifting and you have to do 2 sets of 2 and the weight is already over 90% of your max, is like, if you fail that, you can't try again. You can't be there and say, come on, 1 more rep. It doesn't work like that because 1 rep is all you got. And if anything goes wrong, if you didn't put your feet right, or if you didn't grab the bar on bench right or something like that, or when you lower it down to your chest, you don't lower it down and it doesn't go the right path down and you don't stop it right or something like that, you miss the rep and you only got 1 or 2 or 3 reps, it depends, and that's the hardest that you'll do. So you can't just, I'll do another set. It doesn't work like that, I guess, because you're already exhausted from what you did. If you were to do like up to 70% or something like that, so like bodybuilding, that'd be fine. It's just put it down, just wait 30 seconds more, whatever, just push yourself until you cry. And I sometimes do that, not cry, but push myself to that point. But yeah, so that happened, and then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna come on Tuesday. Even though walking home, I couldn't walk anymore home. I had to ask for a ride. I had to ask my missus to pick me up from the gym, because I walk from the gym to home as well. It's like about 50 minutes. So I had to ask her, come on, can you please pick me up, because I literally can't walk anymore. It's like, it's gonna do more damage than good. So she picked me up, I went home, and I was like, even though it hurts, it's like, I'm still gonna walk to work because I need to push myself to get this healed. It's trying like to massage and band and all that stuff. So I walk to work, it's pretty painful, then go do the work, go to the gym, and again, I had to do 5 sets of 2 reps on bench, and I failed the first set completely, and that was it. Again, it's like, it was worse than Monday, because it was just like, what's going on? It's like my foot should not have any effect on my chest and back, and even though obviously you push with your feet when you do bench, but I was thinking it should not have any effect. My chest is fine, I feel fine, what is going on? So that was really bad. Then the next set, I managed to do 1 rep on each set. It was supposed to be a 5x2 with so 5 sets of 2 reps with a rep out at the end, and obviously I didn't manage. I just failed everything. Then I had to do squats again, but it was like post squats, 10 sets of 1 or 100, whatever, about, I don't know, 70% or something like that, or less than, or around 70%. And I couldn't even warm up with the empty bar because my foot hurt. And then I stopped. I tried like about 7 times, 5-7 times, and I was like, okay, I give up. And that point when I said I give up, that like literally that was everything. I know this was 2 days ago, but when I said I'm going to give up, I just felt like that's it. I gave up on everything. I went, changed, started walking home. This time, even though it was painful, I didn't even want to ask for a ride anymore. I just slowly walked home. I was trying to find ways, I don't know, find motivation videos on YouTube and to listen, or on Spotify and stuff like that. And I tried to listen, and it was like, yeah, for a second, or, for a minute or whatever, I was like pumped and yeah, let's do this. But on the back of my mind, I was like, I gave up. What am I doing? Why am I doing it for? And all these questions started, and I realized is like, with this on the past couple of weeks, I was also supposed to be on a caloric deficit, and I realized, well, obviously it's easy to tell for me, but when I feel like this, or when nothing works in the gym, or if I'm too stressed, I start like not caring that much about calories and stuff like that. So if I'm supposed to eat 3,000, I'll be like, you know, whatever, who cares anymore, whatever. And then I go overeat, and then I feel bad about myself. And then next day I was like, oh, I'm gonna do well, but next day I think the same, or I'm even more down. And then when this happens, like I just explained, and you go to the gym and you fail that set, and or the day, or you feel like shit all day, and then it's like, what's the point? Why would I even lose weight or try to lose weight if I can't even train and all that stuff? So all these things go through my mind, and I cannot get them out of my head. It's I don't know, it feels impossible to even get it out of my head. I'm not exactly sure what to do, how to get them out. You know, you go online and you start like Googling, and you're like, oh, depression, how to be depression. And you start like, inside my head, I'm starting to laugh, and it's like, well, depression, what the fuck am I talking about? Depression, I'm not depressed. Well, why would I be depressed? Well, why is even the symptoms? And then you go on to read the symptoms. Oh, loss of appetite. Oh, I don't know, no sex drive. Oh, I don't even know why I mentioned that. So loss of appetite, no sex drive. Oh, loss of sleep. Oh, feeling of tiredness. Oh, not recovering. You know, all that stuff. And I'm like, even though you read that and you're thinking, well, that's about like, that sounds like something that I'm going through, but I don't want to accept it. I don't know. Should I accept it? Is that what's going on with me? Is that what's not going on with me? I've got absolutely no idea. And as I said at the beginning, it's like I don't think my vlogs, no, not my vlogs, I don't think my podcasts are going to be like me explaining to you what you should do. I don't even try to do these as a motivational podcast or something like that, because I don't know, I guess I need to go through a lot to be able to actually to motivate people, or maybe I'm motivating people. I've got no idea. Nobody told me yet that I'm motivating them, not though that I want them to tell me, I guess, because I might get a big head if they do. But I don't know, the ideas behind these, if I'm doing them, would be like me sharing with everybody else how I feel, what I'm going through, because you might feel the same. And I guess I just want to say is like, you're not the only one, or maybe I'm trying to find other people that are in the same situation like me. I think this is, this is more viable, I guess. I'm trying to find other people that maybe are in the same situation like me, and just to like start a conversation. Is like, what's going on? How did you actually go through this? What did you do? Did you just like, I don't know, just ignore everything and carry on? It's like, oh, shit happens, move on. Stop bitching around, stop like putting yourself down. Is this what you did? Did it work for you? It doesn't work for me. I guess I'm trying to make it work, but it doesn't work for me. I guess for me, results work. And results would be, obviously, if I'm focusing on the gym, result would be obviously results in the gym. Even if I'm plateauing, I guess I'll be okay, as long as it's not like last time a year. But I don't know, how do people push? How do I push myself? This is the question, I guess. Do you have the same question? I'd be so happy to find out what other people, or how other people push through this. What did they make? What change did you make? Did you stop? Did you not care? I guess also something that I should say, in terms of these sessions, because obviously people are going to be like, okay, but we don't know much if we are to like give you an advice, or if we are to like take this conversation further. It's like, were you on a diet? Yes, I was, but then I stopped. And I stopped because I thought that I had a cold, and this was in week 2, and I wanted to recover. So I wasn't overeating at first, but I was like, I want to recover, so I'm not going to be in a calorie deficit. If they're asking, I don't know, were you doing anything else extra, like too much cardio, stuff like that? No. Was your caloric deficit too high? when I started this and it was still going okay, as in training, I guess, yes, it was about 1,000 calories, plus the fact that I was doing intermittent fasting. But after that, so in the first week or two, when I realized that like I have a cold and I don't feel really well, I just ignored it and just tried to eat maintenance and still doing like sort of an intermittent fasting, and I'm still doing it now. And then I started to feel good. So nothing changed other than at first me trying to lose a bit of weight and then trying to eat maintenance. That is it. Nothing in my life changed. Well, yeah, you do have struggles, I guess, daily and stuff at work and stuff at home, but it's nothing, is the usual, I guess. So this is what I'm trying to say. Nothing major change in terms of training, in terms of diet or stuff like that. It's just happened. And I can't tell why, and it started to put me down, and I feel like I don't want to go back to the gym, and I don't know if anyone else feels like this. I think I'm gonna stop it here. I guess, I don't know, maybe I wasn't like as concise and as clear with everything. It is the first time I'm doing this. I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right. I've got my headphones on my head because I just look like I know. I mean, obviously I can hear myself from my camera, but I just think it looks like I know more. I don't know. This is stupid. It just makes me feel better for some reason. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm trying to do more of this because I think, I don't know, even talking to a camera is starting to feel a bit therapeutic, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Yeah, but let me, if just give me your thoughts. If any of you that are listening out there have gone through the same thing, let me know what you think. Not what you think. Let me know how you've gone through this. If you're in the same shit that I am right now, I don't know. Let's start chatting. Maybe we can just motivate ourselves and go through this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do something. Yeah, I'm open. If you're in, I guess, Coventry, UK, we can even fucking meet. Doesn't matter. Let's just train together. I don't know. I'm open to anything. I just want to get through this, and I don't want to like get these thoughts of giving up on something that I really like and love to do, because I'll feel even worse if I do that, and I'll get fat, and I don't want that, and I'll feel like shit every day, and I don't want that. But anyways, thanks for watching. As I said, I'm gonna stop it here. I don't know what the next episode is going to be like. I'm not trying to like repeat myself too many times, but yeah, subscribe, I guess. I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace or whatever. Ciao. Ciao is better. I like ciao. I'm going to end it like this all the time. Ciao.